Okay. Sorry about that. I think I know what is going on because YouTube is trying to cut me off and interject a commercial right there. So that's the issue. That's another issue. So I do have to turn that off. And let me see if, yeah, it's off now. Okay. So now this is supposed to go, wait, like that. No, wait, that is supposed to go, oh man, do I have to pull this whole thing off? Like that. And then this goes, yep, I do have to sew this off. Oh, oh, shucky darn. I thought this was going to be a simple block, but it's always the simple ones that get me the most trouble. Whoops, sorry about that. Hello, we're back. Okay. Okay, so this one goes, wait, that goes like that, so I can sew this onto here. Get that ready. Man, oh man, this is what happens on live television or live YouTube. You get to see all the errors that I do, and there ain't no editing of anything. So this is me raw. Now, this one goes like that, but I can't sew it onto there, so I have to flip this one over. This would be a good lesson in how to rip. Rip your seam, not your fabric, right? Okay, pluck the stitch. Let me pluck that one out, and then I can pull this one apart, and then I can just kind of run or just run it down. Whoops. So this goes that way. This will go here. That goes like that. But now I have to sew this one on first. So we will sew that onto there. I can sew a little project here. Get my little two patch going. And I will sew the final piece there. Wait, let me check. Is that right, guys? That looks right. I hope it's right. Looks right to me. we go. And I will finger press this, and I'm gonna make a cute little 4 patch here that is gonna now that is what the block is supposed to look like. Okay, let's press this out now again. There, that's much better. Ta-da! Is that your bonus project? Yeah, it is a bonus project actually. Something that I just kind of collect on the side so that when I need it for if I want to do a certain block, I have it ready. Okay, so this should be 2.5 inches unfinished, and it is. Oh, here's a good question. So if this 4 patch unfinished size of this 4 patch is 2.5 inches, then what were the sizes of each of these individual squares before I sewed it on? Haha. And let me spin the seam here. Just to make it flat. Hey, Katie. Okay, so 4 patch. The size of this 4 patch right now, the unfinished size is 2.5 inches. What size did I cut each of these individual squares? And let's see, Mary Jane Ellinger, you are correct. They were 1.5 inches. Okay, they're not HSTs. Yep, that's a. Okay, so this is kind of what I've been when I talk about quilting math and doing this series, this is you kind of get an idea of what I'm gonna kind of cover in that. Um, how do you calculate the size of a half square triangle? Well, or what size squares do you cut to make a half square triangle unit of a certain size? Well, it kind of depends on the method and how you construct it as well. But I think you guys, well, you guys did good tonight. I was the one that actually screwed up because I sewed on these half square triangles wrong. But you kind of get the idea of what I mean by quilting math is how do you calculate, okay, if I need a half square triangle of a certain size to go in a certain size block, how do you calculate what the square is that you're going to need to cut? Same thing with, okay, if this is 6.5 inches, can I make this a 9 inch block? Can I make this a 12-inch block? Can I make this a different size block? How do you calculate those numbers? And again, these are questions that people have been asking me throughout this whole series as to how do you kind of resize it because they don't want to they like the block, but they might not necessarily want to make a 6.5 inch block. Maybe they want to make a 9 inch block. Maybe they want to make a 12 inch block or something larger. Okay. But when you start mastering, and I would imagine that a lot of you guys do this on your own, when you start mastering or start recognizing certain measurements kind of get paired up together, it makes it easier to kind of look at a block and say, okay, this is 6.5 inches. How do I reconstruct it to make it bigger or make it smaller? Here we can do the same thing with this block because, again, it's a 6.5 inch unfinished block, but you can kind of see where the elements are, where you got a half square triangle, you have a flying geese unit there. You got some half square triangle units that you can construct there. You got a whole square right here, and you got half square triangles here, here, here. So it's just kind of taking a look at what the block, or kind of not necessarily dissecting the block, but how do you calculate, when you start recognizing the units that you need, how do you calculate the size square or the size triangle, maybe even the size rectangle that you have or that you need to put the block together. Sandra, I'm not going to put a handle on this because there's already this block which is so similar, in which I did put a handle on, but I'm not going to spend the time doing that because I don't know, I kind of like it like that. Okay. Let's see. Hi, Lisa. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm thinking down in the future. Just kind of presenting some videos about how to do some simple calculations like that. Most of us probably know how to do these things. But if for a lot, there's a lot of beginners out there that still have trouble doing that. Like even on a economy block where you got that center square, do you know how to calculate what size square that middle needs to be if it's a certain size? Okay. Other things I'm kind of thinking about is doing things like, what about flying geese units? What size do you cut that middle triangle if you need a certain size flying geese unit? Now, most of us probably do it using you cut the rectangle, cut two squares, and then do the stitch and flip. Okay, what about things like doing when you have a block that is on point, like how I have it laid out there? What size triangle do you, or what size square do you cut to make your side set triangles? Those are the issues that I'm kind of planning with this whole series. So, yeah. Okay. Geez, we still got time. Okay, Sandra says that's an awesome idea. Okay. So is that something that you guys would want to see? Especially for those that are kind of beginners or novice. I don't want to say amateurs. What's the word? Like you just started quilting. Okay, she's saying, Sandra's saying, yes, they would make great teaching. Okay. Ooh, okay. Ooh, Look at that. See, because there you do have a square and a square. And then with that, how would you even calculate what that is? Or how would you, let's see, how would you construct this block? Interesting. Let's see, maybe we have time for one quick one. Let me switch it back. Oops. Okay. I think I got most of the pieces for this. Maybe we can actually do this. Do I? No, I would have to cut it. Okay, well, maybe we'll just call it early tonight. Everyone could benefit from these things, Eric, beginners to advanced. Okay. I love to learn how others do their figures. Okay. Hi, Annette. Okay. Well, let me just pose the question. Okay, so here again, unfinished block, 6.5 inches. That would mean that what size would this 4-patch unit have to be on what is the finished size of this 4-patch unit? Or both of these 4-patch units. Okay, I know for some of you, you probably are just rolling your eyes because it's like, oh, math, right? But once you get the hang of it, you got it. Okay. So tomorrow night, I am planning on doing another live stream. Just kind of something impromptu. It's kind of outside of my normal schedule. Because we are heading into the holiday season, I tend to do a little bit more lives because, well, I'm usually sitting here creating something. So I am, as of right now, planning to do another live session. Knock on, what is this? Formica? No, not Formica. Knock on cast iron that we won't have the same technical issues. It's very interesting that when YouTube tries to insert a commercial while I'm on live, it presents a lot of issues. So that is something that I need to take into consideration. Not that I knew that they were doing that. Okay. Happy almost Thursday. Good night, everyone. Good night, Sandra. Okay, so 3.5. Yep, you guys are right. Okay, so maybe we should do a game of this giveaway prize next time. Why didn't I think of that before? All right, guys. So that is it for tonight. This is the block, the flower basket, even though it doesn't have the handle, because there is another block that is similar to it. It just has that center square, which is a little different there. Well, actually, it doesn't even have the half square triangle up here, so they look similar. A little too similar. So I'm just going to leave this block as it is without the handle. I think it... I don't know. Maybe I will decide to do it later. But yeah. Katie will go on my usual time, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Or at least I'll try to do that. I might be a little late. All right, guys. So I shall see you guys tomorrow night. Join me if you can. And if I end up not doing it, I will let you guys know. But 99% sure that I'll be on tomorrow night. All right, guys. Have a great evening. Have a great Thursday. Thank you for hanging in there with me with all these technical difficulties. I'm learning the process and we're trying to get it straight away. So Have a great night. Have a great Thursday. Mwah. And let's all get out there and let's all create something. Bye for now.